I believe that the people will probably meet in the Winter Garden, which is one of the entrances to the magical circle.
Yeah,
and you're like sitting, getting some tea, getting some food brought to you.
Does Kazimir arrive?
Yeah, all of them arrive. And
but is
again, Kazimir and you are the first to arrive.
You
get probably your breakfast there.
As we're sitting eating, I look to him and say, Kazimir, I didn't get to say this, but thank you for helping me with this. Part of me wishes that we were still in Delta Bay helping actively, but I think that what we're doing is going to prevent hundreds more Delta Bays.
Yeah, and you can see he like pauses a bit, like putting down the fork, and like, yeah, I know, this is the right choice. Doesn't make it any easier.
But we'll be back soon.
Yeah. Our guys will keep the town safe. I'm certain of it.
Yeah. And worst case scenario, Aurora will... Oh god, Aurora's there alone. We gotta go back.
Our guys will be safe.
Yeah.
And again, you switch back and forth saying that.
It's a realization of like... I think that's just part of his problem is that you can't always save everyone.
No.
And especially because he's built around stat-wise being there and physically defending people.
Yeah.
And he can't physically defend everyone.
No,
Sometimes you
exactly.
have to, A, let people defend themselves, and B, you have to make some trust.
I always like to imagine that he comes to a realization that after gaining the alliance essentially with puzzles, that it's also acceptable to be protected yourself. Because Davree has always been the one on the front line, always the one jumping into danger.
Yeah.
To save others.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can imagine it's a hard morning. It has been for a while now. But yeah, you get finished up. You get yourself cleaned up and ready. All your armament and so forth has actually been cleaned by Yarick. So like,
thank you.
This is actually clean. This is the first time it's looked this clean for a long time. Like it shines.
Okay.
Which Spark never has done. It's like, oh damn. You got that buffed out. Nice.
I mean, it is. I think with Davree, is that part of his like prayer is cleaning himself. But I imagine that he's had to make do with kind of what there is.
Yeah.
So this when someone has like proper cleaning supplies, like okay, that
okay.
It's been a while since I've looked this clean.
The ragtag crew arrived.
Yeah.
Also Joseph. Which surprised you a bit. You were like, he seemed hesitant at best, but he seems to like can't be worse than being here, I guess.
Oh, okay.
How did it sound again? Can't be worse than here, I guess. So you can see that he has a new card replacing the one on top.
All right. So we go into the teleportation circle now. We're going into the teleportation circle now. Once you step in, there's not really any turning back. You're going to start learning some information that, well, if you have any doubts, it's probably best that you act on them now rather than later.
And all of them like looks towards Joseph and is like, oh no, harm's no done if I just...
I'm not going to force anyone to be here.
Coolio. And he like spops and sways away like, bye.
Okay. The rest of you, you'll join me?
Certainly. Will be my pleasure. And Seimos says, and steps, and he's the one first like standing on the so like, so how does this thing work again?
Well, I believe it's an ancient ritual. The first thing you do is put on a pair of slippers. Click, there's no classic home.
And finally, Kazimir says, well, let's get started, I guess. And conjures forth these circles like,
yeah. Wait, I forgot to tell them.
Too late. And yeah, you arrive in Sorvakai then.
Espen, then oh shit. I have.
Yeah, you have the map there.
Yeah.
And you arrive at the Circle of Paths, which is located right.
The bus station.
Yeah, exactly. No, that will actually be the mine track station.
Okay.
Oh, that would be the metro.
So wait, so this is the airport then?
Yeah, that would be the perfect analogy. Yeah, so you arrive at the teleportation.
I imagine that when the teleportation happens, we're like some kind of formless blob, like flying through the air.
Yeah, you go.
And as we approach the city, there's some guys standing with orange cones going.
and you see people still waiting for their turn to get down.
God, layovers, or what's it called? Just being on the runway.
Yeah.
We arrive then, so it is us. We are 7 then.
It's you, Kazimir, Anastasia, Pasha the red-bearded dwarf, Seimos the tiefling, Voghan the druid Goliath, and Xulgarr the Goliath warrior.
Whew. God, I hate flying.
And you see Xulgarr's like.
I just realized the irony of what I just said. Hate flying when I mentioned it. Well, shall we go knock on the Empress's front door, as they say?
Are we heading to the Empress front door? Voghan says.
Yep, are we heading to the Empress what, right?
Front door.
Yes and no.
Okay.
So figuratively, yes. Literally, actually also yes. So just yes. We're
so everything.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay. Because he's not so much a city boy. He's a bit like nervous, like, oh, cool, out in the open again. But you lead the troop to the celestial seat, which is essentially in the center of the town.
Yep.
Which is the Empress's palace. You make your arrival known. You are then approached by, was it Pennywise, I believe? Yeah. Who's essentially your liaison. He's like,
Pennywise. Should you be on the ship?
No, why do everyone say that?
Pretty sure we hired you.
No, I pay you.
Agree to disagree.
God, every time. Yes, how can I help you? Father Davree Apajambuka of the Church of Light. You see, he clearly has written it down on a note to remember it all. Like
of the Hans War.
You hear a pencil snap, like, yes, I'll add to that.
Actually, Pennywise, I think it's in some way a question of how we might be able to help you. You, not you specifically personally, but you as in...
Oh, I mentioned as much.
Okay, great, sure. I would like an audience with the Empress.
Why?
Because I have a suggestion. I have some information, and I have an initiative that I think we would be interested in hearing. Well, I guess I want to hear to talk to him. Does the Empress run the military, or does she decide?
Well, she is the highest commander per se in an official capacity, but there are other. Alexander Komat would probably be the one leading because he's the leader of the Knights of Oath, the realm protectors. Okay. So he would probably be your entry.
Right. Then I would ask for him, not the Empress.
Okay. Then essentially you come to well, I'll put your orders forward, but. Probably visit Alexander. He would probably be able to lead you better than I.
Definitely.
Yeah, and you walk over to the Knights of Oath headquarters and led up to the office of Alexander. You can see he's clearly grown a large beard at this point because he has risen in rank now. So he's now the supreme general essentially. And you can see he has grown a beard in order to appear more mature because he's still quite young for one with such a high position within the Knights of Oath.
Okay. Just a quick question because I see that Miller's Hill is in this direction. Oh, that's far. Okay. Yeah. Nice, far away. Cool. Yes.
Davree. It's been a while.
Yes, and I suppose also surprising considering you're currently on my mission.
Yeah, I see you're rather right.
Brought friends.
Are these the House Wall now, or?
No, we haven't lost that many of us yet. I don't know, I've been gone for 24 hours, could be.
Yeah, I heard you visit Delta Bay.
Yes, we are currently in Delta Bay.
How's things going? We haven't heard anything from you since
communication was difficult, and that's actually why I wanted to speak to you. Is this a safe place to talk?
One moment. And you can see Santa goes out, talk to a couple of makers, and they put various wards and sanctuaries around his office now, so nobody can listen in.
Yeah. I turn to my group once more and say, last chance.
Why would we go now? Simon says, and Voghan and Xulgarr is like,
well, what about Sam says?
Great.
You don't care.
Excellent. And so the guy talking to is Alexander, what you say?
Alexander Komat.
Komat?
Commat.
And his rank?
General? It would be the highest rank within the Empire. I believe
Field Marshal.
Field Marshal, yeah, something along those lines.
I'll just call him Marshal. Marshal Komat.
Because, well, I think I'd like to mention his proper title is probably Realm Protector. Along because
the Protector Komat.
Yeah.
Protector Komat.
Yes.
And I informed him what we experienced today. And we learned about the Black Dragons and things like that.
That will certainly be a problem.
Yes, it certainly will. But I think I might have a solution to that.
Yeah.
As far as I understand, the Empire has a growing fleet of sky ships.
Yeah, we are continually expanding, essentially during these hardened times.
Yes. And they are, of course, very valuable and very useful. However, they are also very vulnerable to attacks from small, agile fighters such as black dragons.
Yeah, I completely agree with you.
My counter is to make a force, a group of sky knights, people who are trained to fly on the backs of beasts. Their primary mission will be to protect the airships, with a secondary ability to take on enemy airships.
Okay, yeah. And you see, like, wanders around, and you see the guys behind you are like, oh, so this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
And both of them look all to each other and like, well, that's fine.
This is based off my own experience riding on Anastasia. God, she really, location, she missed a little bit.
I was like, what the hell is that thing?
That is Anastasia, my companion.
Oh.
I have been training to ride her in combat and have been successful in some of our latest skirmishes.
Really? A flying rock? Huh.
My suggestion is that we contact, is that if the Empire can supply us with a group of druids, I have one already, I point to Wonka.
Yes.
And if we can have 3 more, at least.
Yeah.
To gather mounts. And I'll need a group of artificers because I do have requirements for the armory and equipment.
Okay.
That Skyknights would need. And I need an additional 16 volunteers. I can give you a force of 20 Skyknights within the next few months.
That would be totally doable, yeah. I believe we probably should... Well, Voghan here can probably aid the other druids I have in mind. We probably should recruit Sender Ironmaw. He's the one leading all that bites, essentially the steed stall.
Excellent, yes.
He's the leading expert on winged dragons. That would probably be the best.
Is this this is the city where we have the orangutan?
There's Lotus and...
I have experienced a very good artificer in town. I believe if we offer her this contract, she can literally get started.
Yeah, who do I have in mind?
The owner of the Exalted Portessa.
Yeah.
She has made several of my equipment, much of my equipment.
Yeah, that might should be a good read to include the owners of the store.
Additionally, I have already contacted some of my previous companions, and they will be sending artificers of their own.
Okay.
And hopefully some financial aid, but we will of course also need
certainly, but we will be paying out of our pocket in this endeavor. In terms of artificer, probably Gorsh Lightbringer. He's specialized in the arcane arts. That's the way you visited this mirror dimension.
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah.
Probably some of the professors at the Arcanum University. Also a Sorius Mite from the Manacrown Guild.
I will leave it up to you to decide who specifically gets to know the information, because it is sensitive information right now. Depending on how this works, this could be our secret weapon. The Rockets don't yet know that we know about the Black Dragons.
And neither should they.
They don't even know that we're planning on countering them. I've tried to carry this with the utmost secrecy. The only people who know aside from my current companions are 3 of my previous companions, as well as some of their traveling companions.
Oh, okay. And then you see the Protector looks towards you and then looks towards Anastasia and it's like, have you actually visited the Boomrod store?
The what?
The Boomrod store.
No, I'm not.
I think we might be able to put some range on that thing.
I was considering, and I want to start talking things as, say, essentially we get some armor that can both defend but also cast Featherflight or Featherfall.
Yeah.
Magic missile ones, and even the idea of potentially necklaces of fireballs.
Yeah.
As air
to land. Yeah.
And then recommending armoring them with lances and bows and arrows or guns.
Yeah. That would make perfect sense. Yeah. And these artificers, do you know anything about them?
The ones that are being sent?
Yeah, because we will need to keep it safe.
I know nothing aside from that. My companion he'd be sending him, he all said he wouldn't be telling him anything.
And who is that?
His name is Branding.
Branding.
The previous member of the House of War.
Might that be Gulkan?
Probably.
Branding Gulkan. Okay, the new chieftain of the Gulkan family. Well, dwarves do tend to make quite good armor. Well, yeah, certainly. I'll have some working place at the ready. Probably some secret location. I'll probably talk to the Cabal to arrange that.
Aside from this, aside from what I talked about, as I said, I do need some more soldiers. If we're going to be an effective force. Well, behind me.
And he essentially finds this folder where there are all these people. Some of them you actually recognize the ones he suggests. For instance, he talks about Idonia Vale, the one who actually taught you how to fight with sword and bow.
Yeah.
Not so much because he believes he might be a perfect Sky Knight, that remains to be seen. But she's a brilliant tactician and leader and inspiring, as you also have witnessed yourself.
Yeah.
So that's natural. She can be like my right-hand man, essentially. And then he talks about that Alexander would be the superior officer of this whole secret task force, but you would have a rank equal to that. And so you come up with a title for that. Yeah.
A small thing that I forgot to mention previous night.
Yeah.
Some of the downtime. I start, and I forgot to say it.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Is I want to start writing down basically theory, how mounted aerial combat theory. Experiences and
if you're having a swift gale from this side and an approach from this, how do you best avoid?
At least kind of what I do is I start with the combats I've been in, and then I start boiling down okay, so what did I actually learn from this instance, this moment here?
And also then I have had some experience before all of this with airships and so forth. The common area combat was sending flying maps. But during the Hex War, that was one of the common things. They also had experience with fighting dragons.
Yeah.
For instance, there's actually a one-shot with Jeppe at some point where he was one of these people fighting against dragon and died. But again, they are taking these old texts and updating with your inputs and Actually, because they didn't have that type of technology at that point, so that was why they do this. But yours makes sense, and you've come up with this plan, and
also based off my experiences on airships.
Yeah,
I've been on 2 separate airships for quite a while, as well as in a large airship battle.
And Voghan also comes with inputs because he can transform into a flying creature. So he's when the wind is like this, the best way to approach the fastest terminal velocity is by. And you get a really good crew gang talk at this point. Xulgarr talks about how he can put people through training regiments because he is a beefy boy. Seimos is an inspiring, charismatic person, so you feel he will also be along a second command to Idonia Vale might be a good position, like a sergeant. Pasha has access to storm spells and healing.
As a storm player, I think she would actually be very, very useful.
Yeah, exactly. So you probably come up with if we have 16 people, maybe one of 4 should be some sort of access to healing. So we have a medic on the team and they can divert
But I get the people he suggests, and I want to see if I can route it to me as possible. And if we can have some location when we start training.
Exactly. And I like to imagine that Idonia Vale, when she has approached, she's like, "Oh, Davree, it's so good to see you," and she hugs you and and then you talk about what we're doing this, and she's like, "Okay, I can talk to my superior officers at the Soul Guard. I'll have one of our barracks cleaned out.
Great.
We can form there. In terms of aerial combat training,
I think this is either we need a large area or we need to go a distance in the city.
Exactly. They will do it in the fields between Millersill and Sorvakai because it's completely clear out there.
Perfect.
And I also like to mention that you start out with these 4 people you have recruited already and Idonia to start learning how to fly with a unit of winged drakes, which are the ones they're using. And partially due to the fact that she's a superior officer and needs to be out and proud, so to speak. Edonia has been given an Argent scale, which is a version of the winged dragon, but has been blessed by the realm protector of Star, the ancient silver dragon. So they have like ice breath and so forth, and are more hardy. So
can we get more of those? Wait, when I see you for the first time?
Yeah.
We should get more of those. Wait, I imagine the first thing we do is we start talking about just like basic mounted combat.
Yeah.
Horses, we start training with lances, we start training shooting while riding type things.
Yeah. Roll a performance check.
Yes.
To see.
I imagine that on the first day, when all the new recruits are out, they don't really know what it is they're there for.
Some of them have never been on mounted combat.
Yeah. I do what's called a flyby with Anastasia. I set up like some targets along the way, and stabbing some of them. I do the long distance.
Yeah, and flying in a like a S form between obstacles. Yeah, cool. Make a performance check.
Yeah, I'll take that. That is a 19.
19, yeah. You can stop people to actually like nod and like, yeah, I think I can do this, and Edonia's like, screw it, I'm gonna do it, and she like take up and like, let's see how she goes. It's not picture perfect, but you didn't imagine that as well on her first try, but you're like, I can actually see a bit of my own experience in that, because I was also a bit wonky at the beginning, but she got cleared the talent. She knows how this is supposed to be, and she was all one of the few who has actually fought on horseback.
But I'm assuming that we start with horseback, and then we start with horseback. We start learning about airships.
Yeah, and also because a long time before actually flying, they need to bond with these drakes because they need to trust them with their lives. Well, unlike you, who is like attuned essentially on a mental level. Also,
I mean, even then, my bond with Anastasia has taken time to.
Exactly. And to know exactly how she works and how fast she reacts to your commands and so forth. Yeah, but you start to like, okay, when you've hit with a lance, you don't actually want to place it like so, because then it's completely doable.
Great.
And then you start to upgrade, like, okay, now we need to fight with ranged things. Well, I don't know, did you follow up on the boom rods thing?
Yes. In my free time, I certainly did.
Yeah, there you meet a blind man named Gilbert Dupuff. And you can see he has actually have a canary bird sitting on.
Yeah.
And he says, I kind of make things that go boom. That's why I call it the boom rods.
I see, yes.
And again, it's like weird because his face is always like pointing towards you, even though he's blind.
Yeah.
And those who see the canary is doing the exact same.
I look at the canary, remember, all right, magic is in this world.
Yeah, and then you can see he starts to tinker on something where the canary looks down and without him moving his face away from you. It's like, I go make things go boom. So and it pulls out a musket like. Pretty good, right?
Yeah, this.
And he looks towards you and you can see his face that's completely black at this point. Like,
good. So what I'm thinking is that the people I'm going to be dealing with will not be able to fire with both hands.
Oh.
But they will be able to support it on something.
Ooh, intriguing. Yes, that's something to do. I actually have been trying to make up an version that you can use on horseback.
Yes, horseback.
Yeah, that can be entirely doable. Do you want something that can fire repeatedly, or do you just want one large kapow? Because either you can make like essentially like a musket where like fire, because you can't really aim and reload during air combat, or do something with a chamber.
I think it would be chamber because I imagine that. I think we want to go for repeatable shots.
And what I like to imagine is essentially it has like this funnel, essentially where you can like pour in the bullets like this.
I love it.
And then there's this like spinning lever like.
See, almost. But the thing is, I'm
you want to do it with the
magic missiles.
Oh, right. That actually makes sense because then you remember during your Runaka heist, you encountered some automatons or animated armors who had actually a Gatling wand attached to it. And like,
Yes, because what I'm imagining is that the what's it called, magic missiles could be used to like pick off like crew members, but the so I'm imagining they have either a bow and arrow or a gun. I don't know, as a when they're too far away to land someone.
yeah,
So they're moving in and they start shooting, and then when they get close enough, they draw the lens and slam in. And then when they're doing like strafing runs, it's with the
but then you miss out because then you don't miss.
Yeah, and then you're like picking up crew members instead of the ship.
Yeah, that would be entirely doable. Yeah, so you're like, okay, so... And you talk to the commander, Alexander, like, well, actually, I saw these things at the Tri-State Guild. Could we, like, acquire some of those? And it's like, wait, they have such thing, they are highly illegal, but yes.
Great.
No, they're illegal if you don't have a permit, that's why.
Even better.
He gives you a wink like, at least that's the law now.
Perfect.
Acquire for the war for effort.
Yes. Then I want to, what's it called, with the mounts?
Yeah.
So, is it drakes you're saying that
yeah, winged drakes.
Okay, great.
Like they're in family with dragons, but they're clearly more reptilian-esque in appearance. And
I'm imagining vaguely the fell beast, the Nazgul ride.
The fell beast, I've like to imagine, is more like a wyvern.
Okay.
And then the drake.
Makes sense.
Shadow dragon, Dracolich. Nope. Don't have any images on the book. I believe if you search like Guard Drake, you can find an image of it. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool. Yeah. We start out with these drakes, and
again the regular drakes are green as you saw there.
Yeah.
And then the Argent scale, those blessed with by Offstar, have silver scale instead.
Is that like a separate species, or is that some like literally a guy goes, boop, you're cool?
It essentially the latter one. Like,
okay,
you have been blessed, my child.
Cool. So potentially down the road they would have to.
Again, it's not something Offstar can do. Just saying all drakes get enough power, but yeah, again, you believe that given time, it's certainly doable that all dragons will be, or drakes will be Argent scales at some point.
If possible, I'd send an emissary to in the future. I'd like to talk to Offstar. Yeah. Doesn't need to happen now.
No. But just like to imagine what. Roll an insight check.
21. Yeah. That's a good die.
Yeah, that's really good. That's why I love it. Well, you do again. Is getting to meet Offstar is nearly impossible. Only the Empress is actually allowed.
Okay.
However, you do remember another silver dragon you have met during your adventures. Seimos, one of the crew members on board your ship.
Yeah. Would she be able to do the same thing?
Well, it seems odd that the silver dragon joins your course, and she was also from Sorvakai.
Let me just go to the next time I see her.
So you're like mental note?
Yeah, mental note. Talk to crew member. Have the guns. The artificers. I start, of course, getting like the armor. And if they can add other things, the main thing I'm picturing is at the very least featherfall. But if they can make something that is also +1 or whatever type.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. And I also like to imagine that, seeing as Anastasia is the first one, she's also the one all these things are trying to be implemented on. Due to the fact that the artificers and blacksmiths from Frosty, which are where they're from, haven't arrived yet. The two in town, Larek and Menvis from the Tempest Steel, who actually forged your raw brand, your glaive. Form the first armor. So I would say that you get a +2 to AC to Anastasia coming forward.
Nice.
So she has 15 now instead.
Yes.
Do you need paper?
I will write it down on my crib sheet.
Yeah. And you also get a wand of magic missile to Anastasia. And I'm also going to say you get this gun. Essentially.
Cool.
I'll give you a stat for that later.
Yeah.
The magic missile and the gun, however, when you use, it's not Anastasia's action that I used to use them.
Yeah,
that will have to be used.
Yeah, of course.
For mechanical reasons.
It also makes the most sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And essentially, in order to the reason why the armor is so high and the reason why it doesn't affect her is because it's mithril armor that have been formed.
Ooh, nice.
And I like to imagine on your request, they essentially gave it this. You know how oil will look on water, like this rainbow-esque color. They give that finish.
Yeah.
But they also tell you there's actually a magic command word to like deactivate that gleam when you want to be more stealthy. So it becomes just this dull grey.
There's a tiny little thing, but can it be so that with command word I can change the color scheme?
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
And then command word will be gleam on or something like that.
But does it only have 2 modes, or can I?
I'm gonna say yeah. You can certainly change the color scheme.
Excellent.
So it's aligned with your own native ability.
Yes, that. It's not because I want to make it.
And you see, Seimos is also like walking over. That when I get mine, I would like it red.
It's not because I want to do that to Anastasia or anything. But I do want to do that to Anastasia.
So you will be what, the Crimson Baron?
Yeah. The Crimson Duke.
You see, Seimos like, wait, that's my stick. I'm the red guy. Red hair.
Yeah. By the way, I'm like just out of game or flavor-wise, I'm really imagining like World War I fighter.
Yeah. Again, essentially the pistols and walls have been attached just at the wings underneath because it would be impossible on the edges. But yeah, she looks like ready, and you actually get a little hat with these aerial goggles.
I definitely have the goggles. Yes, I certainly do.
And instead of this raccoon tail, some cars have, you had just like of peacock feathers.
But actually, that's a little thing. But I'm imagining that. So we have. Did I end up getting 16 other volunteers? So we're 20.
Yeah, that's entirely doable.
So I split it up into 5 different wings, where there's one like wing commander.
Yeah.
And then a healer, and then just 2. So you have wingmates. So 2 sets of wingmates makes a squadron.
Yeah.
And then right now we have
4 squadrons.
5 squadrons.
5 with 16.
20 total.
No, 20 total. Okay, yeah. So your group and then.
Yeah, but well, I'm separate. I'm the 21st.
You're the high chief of essentially.
I'm the Scarlet Duke.
I'm the Sky King.
Yeah.
The Scarlet Duke.
But and actually, I'll go ahead and say that unless they do the guys from Evergale really want to be together, all 4 of them?
No, they're perfectly fine. You can do whatever you.
Because I think I'll split them up so they're each wing commanders.
Yeah, that's yeah, and then Pasha, the healer, will also be the healer of his squadron. Yeah, but that's entirely doable. And you.
And then I'm having that each wing commander has a they have like little ribbons they can attach.
Yeah.
So people can follow them.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. Like World War I.
Cool. And I like to imagine like each of these squadrons will be focused on one particular task, especially again all of them can accomplish everything essentially. Yeah, but some of them, like for instance, Pasha's group will be the one you send in to heal and aid people. You have Seimos, who's like burn and destroy crew.
Yeah.
You have Xulgarr, who essentially like is the completely vanilla ice version of the like. We don't excel at anything, but we can do everything. Yeah,
I imagine that his might be like bombing, like they might be the heavy ones, the guys that bombing.
Okay, because that I imagine that was like Seimos.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
he is like a paladin of fire, and so
that's true.
Makes sense like send in again. We can also find another thing they can.
I will think into.
And like Voghan, I like to imagine they are basically like druids.
Yeah.
So they are essentially like, okay, our mouse are dead. We take over, come giant eagles or whatever is necessary to.
I imagine they're like the skirmishers. They like like maybe when they get in close, they each transform.
Drop down.
Yeah, so then suddenly it's
and then for instance, Xulgarr's crew could then mount the land units and
but also like when fighting drakes, there's a group of drakes and there's 4 of them coming in. Yeah. And so then there's 8 because there's a mount that each flies.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, but then Xulgarr could probably be the landing crew. Essentially, like the heavy armored people you send in when we need to do, for instance, take over an airship. Yeah. Drop Xulgarr in the group. Yeah, that would make entirely doable. I love this idea.
I'm so happy that you're down for it.
Yeah, it's again, I love everything that can well build. So yeah, and at some point, Commander Alexander's like, okay, so what will we call this task force? Because right now the working title is Sky Knight Legion, but I don't know if you have.
I do have one, but I don't like the way it sounds.
No, because mine was like the aerial aces, but.
So one thing I really like, because I think it fits the whole Davree thing. Yeah. Is and this is out of game. Is the imagery of cherry blossoms. Yeah. In the wind. Yeah. So I don't know if like. Yeah, because what would be that like? Cherry bomb squad now. I was thinking like the cherry blossoms or the what are they called, the petal legion. Yeah. Like the legion of petals. Yeah. Because what I like to imagine is like flowing cherry blossoms, for instance, but that would be like your various maneuvers, for instance. Yeah. We do the flowing. Oh yeah. And then we swarm the enemy. Or, okay, I like that. And the shifting wind, and then so instead you incorporate like these flower motifs into your attack. But again, you're also perfectly able to call them by something like that. They will be called, and we can cut it. Yeah. We'll edit in later and so on. Yeah. That's a good question, actually. Well, at least we can have a temporary name for now, and then. Yeah. For now. When we're out in the open, we will give them a proper official title. So let's say Sky Knight Legion for now, and then. But also the whole time while I've been doing this, so Davree's been running around. And it shows on you, like you maybe dropped a couple of pounds. But he's been running around because what he's trying to do is he's trying to get us all like up and running. Yeah. And he's trying to get especially getting the wing commanders, like so he's really drilling them. He's maybe like not laying into them, but he's trying to make sure that they understand what this is, so that if they understand, then they can teach them, because he knows his time is limited. Yeah, exactly. He has a promise to his group and to Kazimir that he's going to return to Delta Bay soon. Yeah. Because we also have to think of time restraint because essentially how much time has happened since the last group. We can also say that some of the training. Yeah, but again, I'd like to mention your occasional visit Sorvakai and like definitely, because essentially the last session took, I believe, 3 days or something like that. Okay. So I think that in this time he's doing is he's trying to get everything up and running. What they like maybe he gets to the point where he's introducing them to their mounts. Yeah. And saying, okay, talking about like how do you interact with your mount. Actually, no, I don't think that. I think it is basic ground maneuvers type things. Yeah. And getting all the equipment up and running, so that the next time he comes back, they can get into mounts, they can get into using their equipment, they can use it into the actual exactly. Yeah. So essentially, like next time I see you, I want you to have accomplished this. Yes. Again, and that is why I want to master sitting in a saddle and fighting with one hand the reins and one hand on your weapon, and switching weapons, hitting targets on the move, type things. Yeah. Let go of the rein and then save yourself. Yeah. It's like these completely basic but vital maneuvers. Yeah. That is doable. And again, Idonia Vale is essentially there, so whenever you're gone, she takes over. Yeah, and that's the other thing is that he's pushing very much for them. I think he has a speech at one point. First, he does the whole flying, showing off, and he lands, he talks, introduces himself. But he also says, if you look around you, you will see men and women of all sorts of races, of all sorts of backgrounds, training and skills that you probably don't even know are possible. Learn from each other, grow together, because as one group you are much stronger than you are individually. Trust your wingmates, trust your squadron, and trust each other, and learn. So I think he's very much like saying they teach each other, Nice. I will give the inspiration for that. That's cool. Cool, so now we have a Sky Knight Legion. Yeah. At least in the making. Which will have a name. soon. And the name will be... that's going to come to me.
Scarlet. I'd like to interrupt this message to say, find out next time in Dorian. Cool. Anything else you want to add?
No, I think it's like I said, getting everything up and running, and just running as quickly as back and forth between things.
Yeah, exactly.
Just getting I imagine that like the training grounds way out here.
Yeah.
Aren't even like the bears aren't being constructed.
No.
Hardly started when I have to leave, but it's like
people are like, what is building up there? Apparently some mills and a barn. I don't know.
And I think the try to push it so it's like far out.
And certain mages included in this mission, basically scenery of illusion, so people don't see flying drakes and so forth.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because this is hush.
Exactly. Yeah. Getting that all up and running, getting the training started, and then handing it off to the different wing commanders.
Yeah.
I think already now telling them like, okay, I want you to consider that with your skill set. I think you're naturally when I'm talking to what's her name? The name of the dwarf cleric.
Pasha.
With your skill set, you are a natural healer. I think that if you were to...
You're right, laddie.
How are you, man?
Yeah. That's why he has a red beard. And
I assume dwarves. If your primary task would be to fly in and out and maintain the others, or your secondary task, primary task would be the same to someone else, but your secondary task would be this, and then going to the paladin saying,
Seimos.
You are the heavy hitter. I want you to consider you're landing.
Don't worry, I'll make everything better way.
You're blasting druid Voghan. I remember that one.
Yeah. So, what my purpose?
I want you to find 3 other druids. You're not only going to fight on your on your mounts. You're going to fight with your mounts.
And he smiles while that idea like fight with.
And other guy? Xulgarr.
Yeah?
You're a heavy hitter. We send you in, you clear the decks.
Fuck yeah, I do.
You are... Congratulations, you're a sky pirate.
And Mom said I could never achieve anything in life. Yeah. Proved her wrong.
And then I go to... what's her name, my friend?
I don't know Vale.
Yeah, I don't and I want you to make sure that no one cuts each other's heads off just yet.
Well, nothing is impossible with the right attitude, I've been told. Certainly, I'll make sure.
Yeah.
I'll make sure. Yeah.
If need be, I'm ascending away.
Okay.
But for now, I have to go.
Okay, take care, Davree.
You too.
Stay safe.
You too. Don't get killed.
Never.
Take care. Let me know if the orders, if the materials start arriving. And otherwise, stay on the ground, work with the tactics, develop them, train yourself and learn from that, and then...
Yeah, and I'd like to mention at this point, I don't know how to actually purchased 2 books, which have blank pages. But when you write in them, then the message will appear in the other one.
Just thinking that, because I was thinking that he's going to continue working on Siri. Yeah. He needs somebody to send it. I was like, sending is a little difficult, it's 25 minutes of time. Perfect.
Yes. So essentially, like, and you scribbled like, almost like, we try to do this many, like... Yeah, so that's essentially that's how you communicate. So that's why it could be possible to do all of this thing while Davree is not in Sorvakai all the time.
Perfect. Yeah. I take it and I write her a secret message.
And she smiles and says, "Well, I've seen bigger."
So am I. And with that smile, I go back to Kazimir and say, "Kazimir,
yeah,
let's go free your home."
About fucking time.
Wait, I got it!
I would like to roll a perception check. This happens during your 3rd day. I've completely forgotten that. That's why I'm writing down notes, but don't read them.
Holy shit, this died. 20.
20. On the 3rd day, you actually see Naras appear from a tree.
Huh.
Davree. So you're also here.
Okay.
I am here to procure weapons for the resistance.
Oh, yeah.
I have a lot of money. Do you think this...
Yeah, I got it.
I get like...
Yeah.
Essentially take the money and says, hey, by the way, I need X amount more for the resistance. And like, we can only... it's in the budget. So we're like...
There you go, Harris. Yeah, I was just on my way to go finish.
I'll tell you this. You will be back at some point.
Yeah, just in the next few days, probably.
Walks into the tree. That's cool. it really is.
Yeah. But yeah, then Kazimir and I go back to Delta Bay.
Yeah. So I like to imagine this takes a couple of days, or probably a week. All of this is accomplished, essentially the groundworks, and then
it's totally up to you.
Again, because what has happened here is essentially just all the groundwork, and then we build on that.
Yes, yeah, and that is all I'm mentioning is that again I know that I have very limited time right now.
Yeah,
and this is just getting the ball rolling.
Exactly, and that's also why right now only the stage has got all the equipment, the magic boards, and so forth, because we need to test it out.
Yeah, actually, that's a great point. Yeah, I'll be testing it out.
Yeah,
see if it works.
Rock and load. And so you venture back to Delta Bay, and what happens there? We'll find out next time in Torquil. Thanks for listening. The intro music was by Fischer, whereas the outro music was by Martin Kerr. The other pieces, which are mentioned in the description down below, were by Kevin MacLeod and Enda Genye. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we hope to see you again in Torquil.